I am so excited because the Step Out TV shows are back live on T2I TV. And for those who don't know, Step Out is a series of interviews and motivational segments designed to bring the best out of you and your business. Therefore, we have the following TV programs. Our first TV program, which is our flagship program, dubbed Step Out with Oscar Bimpong, is designed to interview consultants, experts, talented people, and those doing exceptionally well in their communities. The second one is Step Out SME Focus. This is where we interview business owners and showcase their products and services. The third one is Step Out Youth Impact Zone. This is where we interview young people succeeding against all odds to serve as an inspiration to other young people. And the last one is Step Out Authors Corner. And this is where we interview authors to share what their book is about to the world. Join us every week, like T2I TV on Facebook, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. To advertise or for further information, do WhatsApp +44 759 1152 983 or +233 55 580 3924 or email info@traintoinspire.com. T2I TV, we engage, educate, enlighten, and empower.
Welcome to another exciting edition of the Step Out with Oscar Bimpong. And today is a Thursday. And you know, Thursdays, Tuesdays, and Saturdays, they are my best days because I have the opportunity to really interview people, to really have discussions that are designed to really impact the African continent and those in diaspora and anybody that cares to learn. Because this platform is dedicated to really inspire our generation for us to achieve our goals on the continent of Africa. And tonight is no exception. I've got a powerful guest that I'm going to introduce in a moment. But before my guest comes on board, my name is Oscar Bimpong. Oscar is an author, transformational speaker, corporate trainer, and a business consultant. He is the brain behind Train to Inspire Consultancy. Now, before we go on, I just want to mention a few of our sponsors. This program is sponsored by Train to Inspire Consultancy. That is your business training and consulting firm. Now, Train to Inspire is also work with students in relation to their personal development in second cycle institutions, colleges, and universities. That means for all your business training needs and consulting, contact Train to Inspire Consultancy. Also, ALS Global Shipping and Logistics. ALS Global Shipping and Logistics is your trusted import and export company based in Accra. ALS says if you are stranded at the port, call them and they will sort you out. Also ZPay Ghana Limited. Also, ZPay Ghana Limited, that is your remittance and mobile money company based in Ghana. They just launched their ZPay mobile money. They just launched their ZPay mobile money USSD code, and that is *270#. Just dial it on your phone and register for ZPay mobile money. Then also Wheels for Sure, your car leasing for every credit. Wheels for Sure says if you don't have a good credit history, contact them and you can walk out of the garage with a car of your choice. They are saying they are not going to punish you like the system does, but they are going to make sure that your wish becomes their command. Now, with Wheels for Sure, if during this pandemic you think that, look, you don't want to take public transport and you want to have a car of your own, but you don't have the means, Just quote T2I 2020 and they will sort you out. If you want to contact any of our sponsors, their contact details are scrolling on the screen. Just contact them and they will sort you out. Now, who do I have on the hot seat? I have known this man for a long time, and actually, we went to the same university, and not actually the university, we were in the same university hall. That is the only hall in Ghana. If you are not there, then forget it. You are not part, you didn't go to uni. And it's been so wonderful that we are in the same space, impacting lives, changing organizations, and also bringing to limelight the new trends when it comes to business. And trust me, this man is doing exceptionally well. I'm always learning from him. But somebody might ask, who is this man? He is an executive director of the Customer Experience Consortium and is the CEO of Great Business Group. He is in the person of Mr. J. Halm. Please welcome to Step Out with Oscar Bimpong, and you are live on T2I TV UK.
Thank you so much, Oscar. It's a pleasure always chatting with you.
Wow. So how has your day been, boss?
Very tiring. Been dealing with some state enterprises here and there, the bureaucracies and stuff. So I'm already frustrated, but I'm excited to talk to you. if my day is ending with you, is a good day.
That's good to hear. That's really good to hear. Yeah. All right. So our topic for discussion is service experience in the pandemic. But before we go on to our topic, who is J.N. Halm in your own words?
Okay, so I'm a student of life. I tell people always, I think what would differentiate me from any other person is I observe intensely and I try to make as much meaning as possible. I am actually a service excellence consultant, like you said. I'm an author, and I speak the mind of so many people, but then I speak in such a way that it makes sense to a lot more people. So I'm an author, I'm a speaker, and then I'm a business consultant trying to make stuff happen.
Wow. Why are you so passionate about service delivery?
Okay, so Oscar, the point is, it's all about service. We were put on this planet to serve. And I think it's something that each and every one of us must understand. Regardless of where you find yourself, we're put here to serve. In your community, you were put there to serve. In your family, you were there to serve. In your workplace, you are there to serve. In life in general, you are to serve. We are to serve each other. The only difference is that when it comes to business, the service you're already meant to give takes on monetary rewards. It makes you make money out of the service. But even if you were not in business, you were already here to serve. And why do I say that? You and I know, and you've been in this thing long enough, you know each and every one of us has a special gift, a unique gift. Like yours is, I mean, you know what you're doing now. You've been doing it since you were on campus. But you've been doing it in our own way, you know. You know what I'm talking about. Yes. Now, Oscar, the point is, if we were not meant to serve, why were we giving gifts? So I'm passionate about service delivery because for me, that is what life is supposed to be. Just that I have concentrated on the area of business, but generally we are all meant to serve.
Wow. And that is where your passion stems from.
That's it. I love to see people serve with what they've been given. Because what you have been given, Oscar, It's not what I have been given. So if you are not serving me, I'm losing out. So it's in my interest that you serve. And it is your interest that I serve with what I have been given. So it's key that we just understand this, and so that when we get into the office and it's 8 o'clock and the doors open, we know that what we are doing is an extension of what we're actually meant to do already.
So I think, you know, I've got a powerful presentation on decoding your purpose for your divine mandate.
That's it.
And one of the things I mentioned about, you know, you talk about service, and it just came to mind that life is like a jigsaw, and each of us have got a role to make that jigsaw complete.
Exactly.
Now, the problems we are having in this world is just that most of us are not really serving, like as you are saying, and that is why the jigsaw is not complete, and that is the reason why we've got a lot of problems in this world, because some people have decided not to serve.
You are absolutely right. And you see, this is what I love about talking to you. Anytime we have these discussions, we go off and we talk about deep things, and we say we're going to talk about customer service. Now we're talking about life and all that. But that's the beauty of it, my brother.
Yeah, it's all part of it, because sometimes you can't live without. You have to really blend it. But let me ask you, is the customer always right?
No. No, the customer is not always right. You see, that mindset of the customer is always right was within a context. Within a context, in the sense that when it comes to the quality of service, what the customer says is what it is. Like I keep telling people, the marking scheme for quality service is in the hands of the customer. So if the customer says you are wrong, you are wrong. You cannot say, oh, but Mr. Customer, I did my best. No, if the best doesn't satisfy the customer, you are wrong. So why do people say the customer is always right? They said that because the customer then becomes right, in the sense that if you serve the customer and the customer is not pleased, you've not done anything. But is the customer always right? Literally, of course, no. If that thing is 1 + 1 is 2 and the customer says it's 10, the customer is wrong. But we say the customer is always right in the context of the fact that it is the customer who decides whether the service is of good quality or not. Yes.
Wow. Do we really listen to the customer?
We try to,
especially from the African context.
Oh no, I mean we have a challenge. we have a challenge. We have a unique challenge in the sense that we are naturally nice. Don't get me wrong, we are naturally nice. Just that when we come into the context of business, we tend to feel like we are doing the customer a service. We are doing the customer
a favor.
We are a favor. We are doing the customer a favor. And that is always where the biggest problem is. So for me, yes, there's a long way to go, but there are businesses on this continent who are actually very customer centric. They understand customer service and they are doing their very best.
Wow. Because the reason why I asked that question is that now, if you go to Instagram, for example, if you look at Ghana, like small and medium enterprises that are on Instagram, well branded, the appeal is so good. But when you have an encounter with one or two of them in relation to service delivery, trust me, if I wouldn't start from negative, probably 0. What is actually the gap in there? Is it that they don't get the clue, or is it that it's just the money they are interested in?
My brother, what you just spoke about is the fact that they have actually reversed the process. They have reversed the process. The process is supposed to start with a good product. Your offering, whether it's a product or service, must be of such quality before you go out there and start marketing and branding it on Instagram or any other social media platform. The challenge is that, and this is sad, but this is the truth. More often than not, people forget this truth. The fastest way to kill a bad product is to give it good advertising. The fastest way to kill a bad product is to give it good advertising. So if your product or your offering or your service or what you are bringing on the market is not of the very best, you are actually committing suicide by going to Instagram to go brand or by putting in all the branding terms and all that. Why is that important? Because it is going to attract more people. And the more people who come to realize that you are not the very best. So you are killing yourself. As a matter of fact, you are better off if you don't have a good product to stay silent. But the louder you become and the more people you attract, the more trouble you're about to find yourself in.
Wow. So I like the way you put it. It's suicidal, isn't it then?
No, they are committing suicide. If you don't have a good product, don't go to Instagram and make noise. You are committing suicide. Let me give you an example. If you go to Instagram and say, listen, I deliver in 24 hours, but you know in your heart of hearts that your operations does not support delivering in 24 hours. By making that statement, you're actually committing suicide. Why? The customer who comes and realizes that you deliver after 48 hours would do what aggrieved customers all over the world do. What do? They tell others about the problem. And the more people they tell, the quicker your business dies. That's why I say the fastest way to kill a bad product is to give it good advertising.
But I think people rather see the reverse.
The reverse, that's what I said. They reverse the thing. They think brand it well, people will come, and then when they come, they will come and see what you are doing. No, have a good product, have a good USP. Your unique selling proposition must be top notch, and then now go out there. But you see, this is the beauty of this service industry. Oscar, with a good product and a solid USP, you don't need to go to Instagram. We will take you to Instagram. We, the satisfied customers, will take you to Facebook. We will tell others about you. So what you need is a solid product, not a good branding. The branding comes after.
I think this is very deep, man. I wish small businesses are watching this, and I think this is the problem we have. Even when it comes to even business people are not even interested, especially on our continent. Now, what is the difference between service delivery in this pandemic and during that and pre-pandemic?
COVID-19. It's really rocked everybody. It's shaking the whole world. The impact of this virus, especially on small businesses, has been massive. We can talk of the massive layoffs and closures that have already occurred. There are businesses that have already gone off the marketplace. They are already gone. The other issues we can also talk about are the financial fragility that businesses now find themselves in. There are businesses that are not dead, but they've become sick financially. They have had to, you won't believe that there are businesses on the continent that just the fact that they had to buy Veronica buckets and get hand sanitizers and all these things have actually hit hard at their profits. So the pandemic in itself has created massive challenges for businesses. And the thing you need to also understand is that it has not affected businesses equally. There are businesses that have suffered more than others. So if you pick, say, the hospitality industry, they have had to suffer more because they rely more on people coming, and now people have to stay home. They are already suffering. Businesses that were already tech biased have really not suffered as much as the businesses which were physical intensive, where people had to be within a certain space to enjoy the service. Restaurants, hotels, bars, clubs, these are places that are suffering. Also, we can talk about the major disruption to supply chains. Oscar, I'm telling you, recently in Ghana, iron rods have shot up. The prices of iron rods have shot up. Why? Because the supply chain has been disrupted. There are ships on the seas that are actually stuck. There are countries that are not allowing people. So it's been crazy. Now, what is the bottom line of all this? It has affected businesses in every sense. And when something like this happens, one of the first things that would happen is that it brings fear into the system. And fear is not good for business. Fear is not good for business unless you are in the fear mongering business where maybe you're a stock trader. So when people are scared, they go around and buy gold instead of investing into something. If you were the guy they were buying from to shore up their fears, then you are the happy guy. Everybody else is sad, but you are happy, right? Yeah. So pre-pandemic, yes, we had a normal life. Things looked all right. We used to go sit places, enjoy ourselves. But post-pandemic, one of the biggest challenges that the pandemic has brought is the need for us to look at technology. Is the need for us. So the pandemic has actually accelerated the adoption of certain technologies across board.
But do you think that small business, the small and medium enterprise business, do you think they are ready to really invest in technology?
You see, the thing is that technology is a gamut. There's a whole range of technological things you can do. For instance, let me tell you, the small business by the roadside is now more Momo biased than it used to be pre-pandemic. Momo doesn't need any sophisticated hardware. Your phone alone is enough to rope on into a Momo. So I'm not expecting them to go invest into some AI technology. But what I'm saying is that even for the woman selling by the roadside, Momo is the way to go. Right? So that is technology right there. Insurance companies are now saying, guys, let's partner with these mobile telephony businesses and let's move some of our business onto the mobile money so that people are paying premiums via mobile money. Right? Today I was in one of the state enterprises trying to make some payment, and I had the money on mobile money, and I said, hey, my mobile wallet. I said, do you take mobile wallet? Do you take mobile money? This agency, this governmental body that is supposed to be taking money, they said, no, go outside and go and withdraw and come and pay cash. So there I expected them to be more advanced, but they were telling me to withdraw the thing across the street and come and pay cash. You see, so small businesses can also make use of technology to improve their service delivery. It is not meant for only big, because I just showed you a big business which is not mobile money compliant, but a small business which is mobile money compliant. So adoption of technology in post-pandemic is regardless of the size of the business. It more has to do with the intentions and the futuristic thinking of the business people, not the size of the business.
But I've met a lot of young people that have really produced like technology, very simple technology that can be integrated into businesses to really make things really easier for them. Exactly. But I've seen these young people always struggling to really convince business owners to really adapt to set processes, because it looks like most of them are still stuck in their traditional way of doing things. How can we really drive things to really make businesses get more adaptable to new ways of doing things?
Oscar, that's a very profound, statement you just made. It's something that is killing a lot of young men. I recently, there was a time I attended a program organized by my good friend Maximus Ametogo. It was something to do with top applications, mobile apps. It was an awards event. And when you look at the quality of apps that young Ghanaians have developed, you will be blown away. Smart guys. Things that you wouldn't think of. They've put it on your mobile phone and it's just a click away. But why are they struggling? You see, as much as it hurts, the truth is that this is where government must come in. Government must do for us what we on our own would struggle to do for ourselves. An enabling environment for young guys, young people, smart Ghanaians, smart Africans to be able to, upgrade whatever we have is what is lacking. An enabling environment is what is lacking, because the skills are there. These guys are good. I met a guy who is fantastic when it comes to app development. And I said, so who schooled you? Where did you learn how to develop apps? He said, I watched it on YouTube and I learned it on the online. So it means the skills are there. But where is that hub? Where is that technological hub where the young guy can go in and say, guys, I developed this app. It is going to help save this number of lives. It is going to help save the Ghanaian economy or the African economy X amount of money. Please, I need someone to give me free data for 6 months. I need someone to pay me 1 Ghana every day so that I can get food to eat, so that I can sit on this app and really take it to the next level. These are the basic things that you would expect, but it is not there. So long as it's not there, what do? I think this is where we must also then look to corporate bodies that have made it, that have deep pockets, to set up these things so that the young ones can be able to, as it were, have the freedom to develop more. Because I have no doubt in my mind about the quality of the African youth. I have no doubt about the skill set of these people. Given the right opportunities, given the enabling environment, our people will do wonders.
Wow. Because to be honest, I meet some of these young people and sometimes I'm like, wow. Sometimes I say to myself, if these young people were living in Europe or maybe America by now, they would be millionaires. But
exactly,
this is where they are, where there are no opportunities, nobody is supporting what they are doing. As you are saying, there's no help for them to say, look, I have developed this, even take it, give me X amount and run with it. But there is no such opportunities. And I think this is where the young, vibrant African or Ghanaian is always getting frustrated, because sometimes we say they are lazy. Laziness is relative. Some are really working hard, but there are no opportunities for them. And I think this is where, as you say, the government should come in to really bridge that gap for them, especially those that are really doing wonders in their own small way. Let's support them and build them up. Because you see, before you realize, all these young people, they leave the country and they are doing amazing well in NASA and all those kind of stuff.
Exactly. You know?
Yeah. But now there are two ways to service delivery. That is the customer expectation and service delivery, right?
Yeah.
How do an organization bridge this gap?
First of all, the organization must set the expectation. It is always dangerous if you allow the customer to set the expectation, because the customer's expectation will be based on so many factors, including factors that might not be realistic to you, the organization. Let me give you an example. If a customer watches a movie, and in the movie, a service company or an organization delivers something in 2 hours, and the customer walks out and sees a company in this area or in this community doing the same thing he saw in the movie, if you don't set your realistic expectation that I do it in 10 hours, the customer might come thinking it is done in 2 hours in a movie I watched. So every business must make sure that they set realistic expectations of what they can do. Now, if you set expectation and the customer comes, what happens is that the customer is forced to go with what you said you could do. If I say I can do it in 2 minutes and the customer comes, he can't say, listen, do it in 1 minute. So I set expectation, but this is the beauty of setting expectation. Set the expectation lower than you can perform. Set the expectation lower than you can perform. If you can do it in 2 minutes, tell the customer you can do it in 4 minutes.
Okay.
So that when a customer comes expecting you to do it in 4 minutes, when you do it in 3 minutes, he's blown away.
Yes.
You understand? So first of all, you set the expectation. Secondly, set expectations lower than you can perform. So that when you overperform, you excite the customer.
But sometimes, okay, But sometimes, don't you think that because of competition, if one organization is doing it in 2 minutes, based on the resources they have, you also probably don't have that enough resources, but because of competition, you also want to do it in 2 minutes.
That is the problem, isn't it? That is where the problem is. That's another suicidal mission. You want to commit suicide again, my brother, because if you are not careful and you follow you see, so Oscar, this is it. Customer and company A is doing it in 2 minutes. I don't have the resources, like you said, to do it in 2 minutes. But what I can do is to ensure that I am not running the race according to the standards set by company A. I'm going to set my own standards so that I will be a leader in my area. Don't run after Oscar if you don't have the capacity of Oscar. Set your own.
I think we are having challenges with our guest. I think you are breaking a bit. You are breaking. Hello, Mr. Halm. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? All right, I think we are having challenges with our guest. We will come back.
I am so excited because the Step Out TV shows are back live on T2I TV. And for those who don't know, Step Out is a series of interviews and motivational segments designed to bring the best out of you and your business. Therefore, we have the following TV programs: Our first TV program, which is our flagship program, dubbed Step Out with Oscar Bimpong, is designed to interview consultants, experts, talented people, and those doing exceptionally well in their communities. The second one is Step Out SME Focus. This is where we interview business owners and showcase their products and services. The third one is Step Out Youth Impact Zone. This is where we interview young people succeeding against all odds to serve as an inspiration to other young people. And the last one is Step Out Authors Corner. And this is where we interview authors to share what their book is about to the world. Join us every week. Like T2I TV on Facebook and subscribe to the YouTube channel. To advertise or for further information, do WhatsApp +44 759 1152 983 or +233 55 580 3924 or email info@traintoinspire.com. T2I TV. We engage, educate, enlighten, and empower.
Welcome back to the Step Out with Oscar Bimpong, and we had a bit of a technical hitch with our guest, but he's seated. We'll come in live very soon. Please, if you are watching this, please share this for somebody to have an opportunity to really watch this discussion. This is a very powerful discussion. I'm learning a lot myself. And I believe that, look, if you are enjoying this, just let somebody get the opportunity to watch it, especially somebody that wants to start a business and somebody that is already in business. Please let them have the opportunity to really share this. And we are talking about service delivery in the pandemic. And our guest has really mentioned a few things in terms of customer service delivery. And that is the relationship between expectation and service. And he made a very profound point in terms of that you should set your own expectation and do not allow the customer to set their expectation. Because if the customer sets their expectation, then there is potential that you are going to really struggle, because that means you have to dance to the expectation of the customer. And the customer, if they set very high standards that you cannot really achieve or respond to, that is going to really affect you. Trust me, every organization and the way they respond to issues, but it is always good for you to set your own expectation. And also he made mention of you need to really, that is, your service delivery must come first before your branding. Don't go there advertising when you don't have a very good product or service, because he said that is going to be suicidal. And I think that he's made some salient points. And I believe that, look, that is going to help us to your organization to grow. I'm still going to go for a quick commercial break because it looks like we're still having challenges with our guest. And when we come back, we are going to continue the discussion. Welcome back to the Step Out with Oscar Bimpo, and I'm live with Mr. J.N. Halm. That is the CEO of the Great Business Group and also the Customer Experience Consortium. I'm sorry we'll be having some challenges. This is technology, and sometimes we have a bit of challenges here and there.
It happens.
It
happens.
The good news is that we are back live. Now, I think we were having a profound discussion when we had this challenge, and you were trying to make a point. Can you really start from there? Because I think you were making...
Okay, so Oscar, sorry, viewers, for the break in transmission. But Oscar, what I was saying was that time is just one of the angles by which we measure service quality. Time. So if somebody is beating you in time, look for the other qualities that people use in measuring your service and also beat them in that area. Because if, for instance, the person is able to deliver in 2 minutes, but you don't have the resources to do 2 minutes, look for something else and lead in that area. More often than not, we allow people to set the trend and we follow, which is a Ghanaian thing. They say in Ghana, if you start a business, everybody will follow you. But what I'm saying is, whilst they are leading in some area, you too create a niche. Let's say I cannot do it in 2 minutes. I will do mine in 4 minutes. But I am the one who does it with a smile. I am the one who is more responsive. He can deliver quicker. I cannot deliver quicker, but I am the one who will bring it to your house. He can do it better in terms of length. I will not be able to do length. I can do width. I might not be able to do length, but I can do depth. So you understand what I'm saying? Look for an area where you can also lead and then lead in that area.
Wow. And I think that is very powerful. I've got one question here from Kweku City Mensa. He says, great show. My question to Mr. Halm is, how does one deal with a recalcitrant customer? Some of these customers can really get on your nerves.
Yes, man. Kweku, Senior, let me tell you quickly. One of the first things you can do with a recalcitrant customer is to send him to your worst competitor. Let him go and give the stress to your competition. That's the one. But on a more serious note, you see, you are in business to serve customers. If one customer, by his actions or inactions, causes you to be unable to serve customers, let that customer go. Beautifully, nicely leave that customer alone. Because in your quest to please one customer, you will displease 100. So please, if it's a recalcitrant customer and after all attempts have been made, the customer is still giving you trouble, please let him go. There are other customers that are waiting for your service.
But I think sometimes we hang on to that one customer for quite a long time because we have got that notion that we don't even want to lose one customer.
But if that one customer is going to cause you to displease 100 customers, sometimes it is better to call the relationship off. Yes. For your peace of mind and for the peace of mind of your other customers.
Wow. I've got another question here by Afizi Akume Apene. He says, Jerry, my question is, how do you deal with a customer who is not clear about what they want?
Good question, Afizi. Oscar, this is our Afizi, eh?
This is your Afizi, yes.
Afizi, my brother, it's great to hear from you. You see, for me, when it comes to clarity, you and the customer must work together. It is important that you work with your customer to be clear in each other's mind as to what the customer expects from you. More often than not, you will be surprised to know that not all customers know what they really want. which is what Steve Jobs argues for. The late Steve Jobs says, listen, until the customer sees the Apple phone or the iPhone or something, he doesn't know he needed it until he saw it. That's how he argues. And I think he's valid in that area, because more often than not, the customer comes with a vague idea of what they want. And that is where you, the service provider, you sit with the customer and be clear. That is why we say you don't go out selling, you go out asking questions, and the questions sell for you. You ask questions and the questions sell for you. But if you go out selling with statements, you are going to go off on the wrong foot. Ask questions, get into the mind of the customer, and the customer's questions would enable you to sell for the customer. So when it comes to clarity, it is about the two of you and in customer service, we have what we call co-creation of the experience. Co-creation. You create it together with the customer. It's a cooperative work. So we call it co-creation. So it's important that you sit with your customer to create the clarity, and then you're able to deliver as expected by the customer.
So sometimes can it also be that the vision, the mission, and also the organization itself, they are not really clear about their service delivery?
It's also possible. It's also possible that there is a bit of ambiguity as to what the business does. It's also possible that the business is not communicating its vision and its mission well enough, and that is what is confusing customers. So, and in all of this, the bottom line is communication. You have to sit to the customer and let the customer know that, listen, this is what I can do for you. This is what we are here for, and this is what we can do. Communication is key in all of this.
Do you think, you talked about communication now, and it's really moved me to ask you a question on communication. Do you think small businesses in Africa, especially in Ghana, do you really think we communicate effectively with the customer? Because I've seen a lot of small businesses, as the customer starts complaining, they shut them up. They say, look, you didn't buy or you leave. And this one, sometimes, even in corporate entities, sometimes they don't say it verbally, but their attitude is telling you that, look, you can walk out of the door. We don't need you. And this, sometimes I wonder if they are really in for business, or is it that they don't even understand how they can communicate effectively to really let the customer understand what actually they want?
Good question. Very, very great question. And let me give you a quick answer to that. A lot of our people who go into business, small businesses, have still not understood why they are in business. You are not in business to make money. You are in business to offer service. It is the quality of service that makes you money. So until that is done, a lot of them, let me give you an example. Somebody will say, listen, I'm fashionable, so I want to sell clothes. So they go out there, and to them, they really don't need the money. They're just trying to do you a favor by giving you best of clothing. Such a mindset is already wrong for business. So it is the attitude we go into business with. That's why it seems to be, from what you're saying, that small businesses are not communicating well in this country, because a lot of them don't understand why you're in business. You're in business to serve. Money comes after service. It is not the other way around. And until people get that, there is going to be a lot more. People come into service with all kinds of egos, with all kinds of attitudes, thinking, why? I mean, you cannot come and insult me. I'm my own big man. In Ghana, traditionally, there's this saying that you must respect everybody's office. The taxi driver is in his office. If it's in a car, hey, this is my office. How dare you talk to me? You see, these kinds of traditional thinking has even affected us in business. So a receptionist is saying, hey, how can you talk to me like that? Don't you know me too? I'm a big person here. No. The fact that you walked out of your house and came to sit there, you came there to serve. Bottom line, you came there to serve. It doesn't matter if the person talking to you, you are higher socioeconomically than the person. You came to serve. So serve. Serve.
Because you made me to remember this. I went to this boutique with one of my friends, very young guy, but the guy was very loaded, right? And this guy was going to have a wedding, and he had about 4 best man, including him, 5 people, and he was buying suit and shirt, shoe for all of them, right? So we went to the first shop. The lady's attitude, sitting down, eating, not really paying attention. We touched this suit, that suit, that suit, and she was like, "Look, if you guys are not buying, please leave the shop."
She just lost business.
And we left the shop. We went to the next door, right? And this guy bought 5 suits, 5 shoes, 5 shoes, including shirts and all the accessories. The guy
Exactly
for the wedding, and the other lady was standing outside watching a stand like she couldn't believe it. She's lost money, man. And this is
lost money.
A simple gesture you just needed. But it looks like she just judged us like we are young people. We cannot even buy suit. But this young man was really loaded.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Yes,
that's the problem.
And I think these are simple things that we need to teach people, isn't it?
Customer service is only simple things, Oscar. It's not out of Mars or Jupiter. It's very little things we all know, just that we fail to do them. Customer service, I keep telling people. So, Oscar, let me tell you, for a long time now, I've not been running trainings for frontline staff. I prefer to deal with their bosses. I prefer to deal at strategy level. Because you see, when people have a good enough why, they will find the what and the how. When people have a good enough why, they will find the how themselves. So I prefer to deal with people at a strategic level and explain to you the consequences of your own actions. Because it is commonsensical to smile when a customer walks in. It is commonsensical to be nice to someone who has money in his pocket that you want. I won't spend 2 hours and come and sit in front of you and say, when a customer comes, get up, approach the customer with a smile, ask the customer, how are you doing? Those were the days. 10 years ago, I was running those trainings. I have stopped. You should know it. You should have common sense to know it. So when I meet you, I will tell you the reason behind the things I expect you to do. And funny enough, you will now go and look for the things yourself and you begin to do it. And the advantage is that because I did not put it in your head, you found it out yourself. You do it better than if I had put it in your head.
Wow. Is service delivery online very difficult compared to physically meeting customers?
Yes, delivery online has its challenges. Like what just happened, our network challenge. So you should understand, delivery online already has its challenges, network challenges and all that. And aside that, there are certain products that don't lend themselves well enough for online. You want to touch the product before you buy. You want to feel it. You want to have a feel of what you are purchasing. So those are some of the things that affects delivery online. But more or less, we are being forced to go there. We are being the pandemic has actually pushed us to try and innovate so that we are able to do the things that we must do to survive. And that is the it's dangerous for what I'm coming to say, but I have to. That's one of the advantages of the pandemic. It has forced us to accelerate adoption of certain technologies. Online delivery has its challenges, but when there is nothing else that you can do, you must do it. You must do it. Yeah.
But do you think the online space has come to stay?
So this is what is going to happen in my prediction post-pandemic. There are certain customers that will become so used to the online that you cannot, as a business, decide that now the virus is gone, so you are coming back to brick and mortar. You would be losing a chunk of your customers who have grown used to the online. A typical example, there are businesses now that are telling their staff, work from home, send your output via online means. There are going to be individuals who are going to be used to this style of working. The business cannot get up after the pandemic is gone and say, now everybody come back to the office, 8 to 5. Probably your best worker has become used to the online. So you cannot say you are stopping it. So I predict that post-pandemic would still have to do a mixture of the physical and the online.
Meaning that we cannot do away with it. And as you are saying, people are going to lose customers because, for example,
no, you lose customers.
Yeah, if I've not got used to really delivery from this at the comfort of my home and delivery from this restaurant during this pandemic, and all of a sudden after the pandemic you say you are not doing delivery again, then I will find an option, isn't it?
I'll find another option.
Yes. But you see, this pandemic has really led us into what I call a lot of health problems and also a lot of mental health issues. For example, if you look at the UK, the statistics is that how do we call it? Like this household where the wife and the husband are always fighting. There is so much, a lot that is happening. And this has really infiltrated into service delivery, meaning that we have got a lot of people that are stressed, a lot of people that are depressed. We have also got a lot of people that are anxious. And this has really led to buying stuff, all these things infiltrate into the service delivery. How do you deal with such people? People who are stressed, anxious, depressed, with mental health issues. Because look, this pandemic has got its own challenges, and service delivery should have a way to deal with such people. How are organizations able to? How should they go about this?
It's a good question you've asked. For the next 2 weeks, my column in the Business and Financial Times, I'm writing a piece called "To Protect and to Serve." To protect and to serve. To protect and to serve is actually the motto of a lot of police departments, LAPD, Vancouver PD, and all the rest. Yeah, but the truth is that we find ourselves in an era where every business must now look for that motto and add it to their slogans already. Because the business, first of all, every business must make its customers aware that it knows what the customers are going through. We are in challenging times.
Yes.
It is no more business as usual. So when a customer walks in, you don't know the stress, the anxiety, the depression that customer is bringing. So it cannot be normal times. That is why it is not a frontline staff, a customer service employee. Your emotions are actually dictated by the emotions of your customer. Don't go laughing and smiling when obviously you are looking at the customer's face and you are knowing this person is depressed. He would think you are not in line with what he's feeling. So we find ourselves in an era where frontline staff must necessarily be emotionally intelligent. You must be emotionally. People are going through a lot. Oscar, people are scared for their lives. You know that in the early days of the pandemic, it was statistics. 10 people have died, 15 fatalities, 100 COVID victims. Do you know in this time that we find ourselves in, it is no more statistics. They are real people you know.
That dying.
Oh, Kofi Mensah is gone. Amma is gone. Oh, this my friend. Have you seen this? People you know are dying. So people are scared, really scared. Every business, first thing, let your customers know you know what they are going through and you are with them in their time of depression and anxiety and stress. Secondly, every business must ensure too that its customers know that their safety is paramount to the business. Every business must ensure that its customers knows that the customer's safety is paramount to the business. Signal to your customers the things you are doing as a business to put them at ease. Because Oscar, I might not be there when you fumigated your office during the weekend. But I, the customer, when I come on Monday to do business, please make sure I know you fumigated the place.
Mm-hmm.
Communicate what you are doing as a business in terms of this pandemic and service delivery to put the already stressed customer's mind at rest. Because you're asking, how are you going to leave customers with a smile on their faces? Let the customer who came in stressed know that I know what you're going through, my brother. I know what you're going through. I'm not just here to take your money and give you whatever you're asking for, but I feel for you as a human being. I appreciate what you are going through. So please, let's all hold our hands together and go through this period ourselves. That is the key thing that businesses must do in this time of mental and health stress.
You made mention of frontline being emotionally intelligent. And
Yes.
I have been hearing a lot of news, especially in Ghana, with our service delivery when it comes to our hospitals. Now, I want to ask you this. Does our nurses, our doctors, all those hospital team, do they see the patient as a customer? Because I believe empathy is not existent in terms of our care delivery. And because look, I've worked in the NHS in the UK for 7 years. And some of the things we were taught is that the healing starts with empathy. And not the drug that is even administered. You talking nicely to that patient is very critical to their healing. I think that is opposite when it comes to our healthcare delivery. Look, I don't know whether you do training for our healthcare delivery, but I think they need to give you a chance to start doing trainings on them.
Oscar, you see, if you don't know why you get into something, the chances of abuse are always imminent, right? A nurse or a doctor who maltreats or does not show empathy to a patient has no business being in that hospital or clinic. Because you see, you have stated, it is one thing if you are buying a bicycle and I don't smile with you, right? The bicycle or the football you came to buy or the table you came to buy has nothing to do with a smile. But like you've rightly said, the health of the patient requires you to be warm and loving. It's part of what the patient is paying for. The medical bills that I'm paying for includes a smile. If the doctor had written one chloroquine, one this, one that on the prescription, and I go to the pharmacy and I buy it, right? Can you imagine if the doctor wrote 4 drugs and I went and they gave me 3? As a matter of fact, they would have shortchanged me on the 4th one. In much the same way, every healthcare delivery person must know that the smile and the love and the warmth is part of what the customer is paying for. It's part of what the customer is paying for. So if you are not delivering it, you are actually shortchanging the customer. And it is yes, I've also read and heard about some of the challenges that patients face. By and large, the number of complaints that are coming seems to suggest that it is a trend, and that for me is very worrying. And if you talk to old nurses, they will tell you that, listen, our time was different. We didn't have money, we were not paid well enough, but we loved the job we were doing. They said they were the Florence Nightingales. Yes, my mom was a nurse, so I know what I'm saying. They will tell you that, listen, we were the Florence Nightingales. The people of today, it's all about the money. They are paid better than we used to be paid, but they don't show the love and the empathy to customers. So yes, empathy training is key. Emotional intelligence is key. Unfortunately, we don't really interview for emotional intelligence. We interview for book knowledge.
Book knowledge.
Yes, that's what we interview for. We don't interview for emotional intelligence in this country. So we look at your CV and we ask you things based on your CV. But in a correct interview, we must create scenarios where your emotional intelligence would come to play.
Wow. Because look, I think we have got a lot of work to do. And this, you see, sometimes I wish me and you get the opportunity to really speak in certain areas, because you see, sometimes if they don't give us the opportunity, they don't know what we can bring to the table.
Of course. I know what you're saying. I know.
I got the opportunity to speak on a big platform, and the guy really held on for 1 year without giving me the opportunity to speak. So when we finished, he was like, Oscar, I don't know why I waited for 1 year before. And as I'm speaking to you, in about 2 weeks' time, I'm speaking on the platform again. And the first one, I even had to do it for free. But then when I finished, now when they came back, they say, Oscar, now we can't come back for free again. I said, obviously, you can't come back for free again, because you know the value on the table. This value is thousands of dollars. And so I think we should be given opportunity, because when I look at maybe the healthcare industry, there have to be certain trainings that is so much missing. And these are simple things that they are taking for granted. It's like I watched an interview of a medical doctor from the States, a Ghanaian who came to Ghana this Christmas, and she had COVID. And she was narrating her ordeal at the East Hospital. And these are two extremes of service delivery. The East Hospital, very bad experience, but when she went to 37, a very good experience. Meaning that there is a gap that we need to bridge. And this where they have to give people like Mr. Halm to really go and really bolt in the knots and fix it, you know? I think it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time that people really understand some of the things. I always call it is certificate outside the classroom. That is what we give.
Exactly.
Our certificate is not on paper, but it's being printed in your mind.
It's true.
Now, let's briefly tell me about this here. How can we use data to address customer experience?
Very important point. Data is king in our days. What a lot of businesses have failed to do, which they must actually do, is to invest in data of customers. Because you see, with good data, your work is more than half done. With good data, your work is more than half done. These days, there are businesses that are trying. That is why MTN or whatever mobile telephony is sending you happy birthday on your birthday. How did they know? Data. Why are they sending you cakes if you're a good customer? Data. Now, Oscar, you see, what technology has given us is an opportunity to do what our fathers were doing in those days. And I'm going to tell you why I made that statement. You know, if you stayed in a village, the woman who sells palm wine at the village market square, when Eja Into approaches, she already knows Eja Into's specialty. She already knows number of thoughts or number of calabashes Eja Into will stake.
Yes.
That's data. You get a point. When Eja Into sits and he's come back from the farm or hunting and he says, Auntie, whatever, give me my favorite. That's data. And check this out. Oscar, when they sit and they start drinking, the palm wine seller would ask Eja Into about her child or his child who last week was not feeling well, and check on the child and say, oh, so how is the child? Is he better now? Did you give him the medicine that they recommended? That is data. That is data. So you see, the old woman in the village was collecting data. Go to Kaneshi Market. If you've been going to Kaneshi and Agboglushi and Makola, the woman you've been buying the tomatoes from, immediately approaches, hey, my customer. Hey, so customer, how are you? And how is your child? The one you said attended, that's data. This week, do you want the same package I did for you last week? That's data. So data is skin, and it's not as if it is new. But what technology has done is now to be able to give us opportunity. And even small businesses have the opportunity to collect data. When you interact with a customer, what stops you from saying, Mr. Customer, thanks for buying my coffee broke, man. Please, can I have your name and your number? How many customers will say, no, they will collect your name and your number. What are you going to do with name and number? Would you call the customer 2 weeks later and says, oh, please, I'm the coffee broke man woman that you bought from. I was just calling to say hello. Or I'm the one who sold the Nkati cake for you around the corner. I was just calling to tell you that I have some fresh ones. Should I bring some over? That's data. So we shouldn't make data look like something in some big room that only very big companies they can afford. No. SMEs, African SMEs at the very lowest should be collecting data. What do you have the phone for? Collect the customer's name and number. Say hello to the customer. Send a nice hi to the customer. What you are doing is that, and your question is so important. Your question says, how does data address the customer experience? Data becomes the foundation on which the customer's experience is built.
Wow. Because you see, what you are saying, it just resonates with me. It's like, you see, when I was in primary school, my mom was also a teacher. So when we close, she would take us to the market, go and do some shopping, and we go home. But there was this woman I really hate because she was far away from the market and she was selling tomatoes. And my mom would take us there. Well, there are so many tomato sellers along the way. I'm like, so why do you always sell there? She would not mind me. But when I grew up, that's where I realized that, because you see, when my mom goes, as you were saying, she'll be asking, how are you? Which one has gone to St. Monica's? My mom is so proud that one of the daughters is St. Monica. So proud this one is here. And they'll be having a chat like 30 minutes before we leave. So
yes, that's data.
I've got to realize that, okay, it was just because of the experience. That's why my mom will leave all these people and go to this. And look, as I'm in London here, right, I've always got my Ghana telephone number on. And it's like almost every 3 months, one of these telecos will send me a message. Hello, hope you are doing well in London. Data.
Yes, that's data.
They know that I'm not in the country.
Yes.
And I think this experience, as you are saying, I like it the way you have really brought it to the level of the ordinary person who was just on the running his business on the tabletop. But I think we underestimate the power of the customer experience to grow our business.
We underestimate it.
Don't you think so?
I think so. I also think we underestimate the power of people. Need to understand that when the experience is good, you see, it's like you are fighting with somebody in the marketplace. When the customer is on your side, you've already won. And what the experience does is to bring the customer to your side. A lot of businesses don't understand that. They think it is my company A and company B fighting. No. It is company A winning customers so that the fight is no more relevant, because what we are fighting for, it's like two guys on campus fighting over one Inte. If the Inte chooses one, it doesn't matter whether the guy is in Katanga Hall or is in report. If the Inte didn't choose you. This one, you can't go and fight. That's what the customer experience is. Make sure the customer loves you and forget the competition. Make sure the customer loves you and forget the competition.
Look, I've got a powerful question here from Semeko Akeye, and he says, I'm enjoying the show, Oscar. My question is, what are the best strategies and mechanisms for a new small business owner to recruit customers, increase productivity, and retain its customers to enhance faster business growth? And I think one of the most highlighted point is customer retention. Yes.
Fantastic. Small businesses, new businesses seem to be at a disadvantage when they are coming to a crowded market. But in that disadvantage is actually your advantage, because you can do things that the well-established competitors can't do. You can twist yourself in the way you can be more elastic than what your established businesses can do, right? So let me give you an example. Assuming you came into the market to sell, but you already met well-established businesses with proper protocols and everything. Your advantage, your smallness, it shouldn't be seen as a disadvantage. It is actually an advantage, and you must turn it around. First of all, like I said from the beginning, your offering, that is your product or service, what you are offering on the market, it must be top notch. That's number one. Number two, draw your own league table and top it, so that in your communication, you can use that as a key differentiator. So, Oscar, let me give you an example. We have 1,000 transformational speakers in the country or in the world. How does Oscar stand out? My argument is Oscar shouldn't go and stand out and say, a transformational speaker who has trained more people. It won't be true. Why? Because Tony Robbins was there before you came. You understand my point? But then Oscar can look in the market and say, listen, how many transformational leaders are concentrating on the African entrepreneur? So Oscar then becomes the transformational leader sent to change the life of the African entrepreneur. When you draw that league table, you are the only person in that table, you are number one. But if you try and go and compete with, I've spoken on many platforms, it cannot, you will struggle. Because there are people who have spoken on more platforms. I have impacted the life of more people. No, you will struggle. There are people who have impacted more lives. You will draw your niche. So I'm answering your guy's question. My brother, to get customers, to retain customers, first of all, draw your niche. What are you coming to do in the market that all the established businesses, all the established competitors are not doing? When you are able to sort that one out, then if you add it to your communication. So wherever you go, you are the guy who does this, the guy who does this, the guy who does this. Before you realize, others begin to follow you. Then now you're a market leader.
Wow.
So be strategic in drawing a niche for yourself. I am not a customer service trainer. There are enough in this country. I am not. I'm a service excellence consultant. So I'm not competing with. So people, customer service. I don't remember the last time I did customer service training. I'm a service excellence consultant. I sit with your MD and we design service excellence strategies. And then maybe we'll look for a trainer to train if I don't have time. Oscar, you get where I'm coming from? So for new businesses, carve a niche for yourself and be a market leader in that area.
Wow.
Be a market leader in that area.
Look, from what you are saying, you are making great points that is really resonating with me, because I found it difficult for a long time to carve a niche for myself. So sometimes when I meet top guys and they ask me that question, I find it difficult to answer. Until I started, all these speaking engagements here and there, and I realized that mindset was a very underlying problem for a lot of people. So I decided to really position myself as the mindset revolutionist of the African continent.
That's it.
But even that, it's not for the world, it's for the continent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You must find a niche.
Yes. And since I started carving that for myself, I've realized that a lot of people that comes to me, really the first thing they ask for is, we want that your mindset transformational message. And
can you imagine the number of hours you have wasted chasing Tony Robbins and Zig Ziglar?
Of course. And when I realize that when I finish that, then I can upsell too, because when they are satisfied, they are like, is there any more? Then I can upsell the other ones that now I've really toned down on, but they are still there to make money.
Exactly. So that is the point.
I think you are making some serious points, but I think we find it difficult to really carve that niche initially. And before
you must carve a niche.
Yes, before we realize we are serving like everybody else and we become an average Joe.
No, we're going to be on average Joe level. We are experts. We are experts. We are experts.
Look, I think time is really not our side, but let me ask you this.
I know.
Now, you see, response to online in terms of queries is a bit challenging, because at 2 a.m. somebody sends you a message. Maybe you wake up 9 o'clock, you haven't even gone online, meaning that message has been there for like hours with no response. How do we effectively really deal with queries, especially with this pandemic where a lot of businesses are moving online? Can you hear us? Hello, Mr. Halm.
Okay, that's another very good question. Oscar, you see, when it comes to online, expectations change. Customer expectations.
I think we've lost him, but we're going to come live. We will be wrapping up very soon because we had a bit of technical issues. That's why we've gone beyond our 1 hour. But our guest will be joining us very soon. And when he comes, we're going to continue our discussion. I think he should be live now. Yes. So I think we've had fantastic questions. I think I've got Plov TV here. Plov TV says it's true. Most customers will be more comfortable online. All right, Mr. Jayam.
Yes. Oscar, I was answering your question on online queries. You see, online, when it comes to online, customer expectations have been known to change a bit. The reason is that we equate online more often than not, even though unconsciously, with our mobile phones. If I send you a message and it takes you 24 hours to respond, Oscar, I'll have a problem with you. Because I expect that when I sent you the message landed on your phone directly. So people have a certain expectation of handling online queries. So if a business is unable to meet that expectation, the customer becomes angry. So that is why it's important there is technology to solve this problem. As a matter of fact, there is technology which means that even at home, when you send me a message, I should be able to respond as a business. There's technology to put on our systems so that even after working hours, when people send messages, either they get a response that says, oh, we are out of the office, we'll respond first thing tomorrow, or a response which says that, yes, we are answering your question. Why? Because it is linked to somebody's mobile phone, and although he's at home having dinner, he's still able to respond. So technology has solved a lot of these problems. So online queries, yes, response to queries online is critical to meeting the needs of clients of today. And like you said, especially with the pandemic where everybody is going online.
Wow. Now, do you think Africa, we are really investing in digital solutions?
Not as much as we should, but people are doing, there are businesses that are trying, I'm telling you. There are businesses that are trying. SMEs are struggling. Later part of last year, I traveled around the whole of the central region, interacting with SMEs there. And you realize that in the hinterlands, there's so much work to be done. But in the cities, in the city centers, yes, there are SMEs that are investing in digital solutions, and I think it's just a matter of time before people get to appreciate that we are in an era where digital is the way to go. Online is the way to go.
Wow, wow. What one advice are you going to give any organization in terms of service delivery during this pandemic?
Whatever you are doing, ensure that your customers are safe, and let your customers know that their safety is paramount to what you're doing. Don't come across
I think we've have a bit of challenge again, but we're bringing this to a close. Thank you very much for everyone that really watched us. Please, if you are watching us for the first time, we are here Saturday. There is a lady from the United States who is coming to share her story, a very powerful story. You can't afford to miss this. Saturday, 8 p.m. GMT. It is going to be an amazing, 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 amazing discussion. And trust me, it is going to be wonderful. Also, we are here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 8 p.m. GMT. And all we do is to bring you topics that will help shape your vision, your business, and also your mindset. And our focus is on the continent of Africa and those in diaspora. Before I go, I really want to do some few mentions of our sponsors. This program is sponsored by Train to Inspire Consultancy. That is your business training and consulting firm. That is for all SMEs and corporate entities. Really contact Train to Inspire for all your trainings. Also, Train to Inspire work with students in relation to their personal development in second cycle institutions, and also in colleges and universities in terms of their personal development. That is what Train to Inspire Consultancy does. ALS Global Shipping and Logistics, your trusted import and export company based in Accra. ALS says if you are stranded at the port, call them and they will sort you out. ZPay Ghana Limited, your remittance and mobile money company based in Ghana. They just launched their ZPay mobile money USSD code, which is *270#. Just dial it on your phone to register for ZPay mobile money. Then Wheels for Sure, your car leasing for every credit. Wheels for Sure says it doesn't matter your credit. You can drive out of the garage with a car of your choice. When you call them, please code T2I 2020. Now, if you want to contact any of our sponsors, their contact details are scrolling on the screen. Take them and contact them. Also, if you want to sponsor any of our shows, please take the number for T2I TV UK or Train to Inspire Consultancy. Also, if you want to support what we are doing, take the same number, talk to us, how you can help us to really grow this platform. This platform is for Africans by Africans. Our aim is to educate the young people on the continent of Africa. And if you want to be part of this history, contact us and really support what we are doing. It's been wonderful having Mr. J. Nat Halm, the man behind the Great Business Group, and he was talking to us about service delivery this pandemic. And it's been a wonderful discussion. Mr. Halm, what is your last word to anyone watching us?
Stay safe, my brothers and sisters. Stay safe. We need you alive. The pandemic is still out there. Follow protocols. And for businesses, like I said, keep your customers safe and let them know you are interested in their safety. And when this pandemic is over, trust me, they will not forget what you did for them during the pandemic. Thank you very much, Oscar, for having me. It's been as wonderful as always.
Thank you. And I really enjoyed every bit of this discussion. Look, this is a top-notch discussion. And I think this discussion goes into the offices of the CEOs, the directors of organizations, because you are one kind of a guy that you need to really sit with them and also really help build their businesses. I always say that with my mindset, in terms of any training that anybody does, I need to come in first to really settle their minds for you, so that it becomes a fertile soil for growth of anything.
I like that. I like that. I like that. Thank you so much. Thank
Wow,
you
wow.
so
So
much.
thanks very much that really spend their time with us. Please share this for somebody to have an opportunity, and also like our page T2I TV, T2I TV UK page on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are here Saturday with a powerful story of a woman, a lady in the United States who has gone through a lot, and she has written a book about her story and is coming to share the story with us. If you are demotivated, just join us on Saturday, 8 p.m. GMT. God richly bless everyone, and God bless you, Mr. Halm, for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye.
You're welcome.